again, I'm Liz from Athena's Garden. Today I'm coming on to relay a very short message that I received the past few days in my dreamland or astral plane from my council. I promise I'll elaborate this on my next longer video, which is all about the yin and yang energy of the year. But for now, today, as I'm filming this video, it's June 13th of the lunar calendar year, or July 30th of our Gregorian calendar here in Tokyo. Typically in this month, every year, it's like the peak yang energy. It's usually the hottest time of the year, the longest days where we have the most sunlight. And traditionally, our ancestors spent a lot of time indoors this month to not only not get heat stroke, but also to avoid getting any diseases. As you can imagine, before refrigeration, generally there's a higher likelihood of people falling ill, and you may have noticed a lot of friends, family, co-workers coming down with various flus, whatnot recently. So this is what my guides showed me in my dream. So in my dream, I was looking at my phone and the weather app, as I do every day in real life, and every city that showed up was above 41 degrees Celsius or higher, or over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was like, whoa, this is hot. So not only is the world, boiling up, so to speak, with the higher temperatures, it was that there are conflicts that are bubbling and arising all around. So in the next scene in my dream, I was somewhere indoors and there was a desk in front of me and I was just, doing my stuff, and suddenly things were just catching on fire, and I found myself grabbing a pillow and smothering the fire and putting them out. And surely enough, the next day after this dream, I had to put out some fires at work, which I'm so grateful that everything worked out beautifully, luckily, with the last minute emergency. But the message I downloaded was very clear, that it's a time of conflict, fire, emergencies, a lot of action, chaos, and possibly heated tempers. And so given that energy in mind, we should use our discernment with whatever we're looking at, whether it's news, media, personal situations, or work situations and relationship. We really need to apply this lens and filter that we're experiencing this great fire and yang energy peak. So Lunar July will commence on August 16th of the Gregorian calendar, which is about 2 weeks away from now. Can't come soon enough. And that's when the yin half of the calendar year will commence. So the first half of the year, it's the yang energy, and the second 6 month, the second half, is the yin energy. And so there's think of the yin yang sign, it just flips. So for people who are more sensitive to energy shifts, you might feel it the week before and a week after the shift that occurs. This year, coincidentally, it does overlap with the Lionsgate portal on August 8th, 0808. But think of the lion, Leo, all that fire. It's like the prime fire on top of the fire of the Lunar June. It's a lot of fire. So for me as a fire dragon, I don't really do well with the heat and excessive yang energy. As a fire dragon, I'm already double yang. So this excessive heat and yang energy drains me a lot. Anyway, I do tend to get a little bit nauseous as well, and my sleep gets disturbed a little bit during the shift from yang to yin energy. So once lunar August hits, it's when the transition is complete, I'm at my peak energy and performance. So everyone's gonna function a little different depending on your properties, but I'm just sharing a little bit of how I experience it. So right now with all this fire, look at the US Congress. They're wasting time on UFO stuff from God knows when, years ago, and it's why? How about we solve some real problems that we have, like climate change, gun violence, and making sure most people and businesses are recovering from the global pandemic? Just my 2 cents. So I watched the clip for 2 minutes and I had to turn it off because I still can't believe that Congress is investing all this time discussing and dissecting like with great details about this like old news and confuddling what's actually real and important right now in the world. Again, my 2 cents. I was just using that as an example about all this, fire, conflict that might arise and bubble up to the surface. While this might seem like an obvious message from my guides, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but my guides really wanted me to relay the message that we should all stay cool if all possible. So any type of situation or conflict, try your best to de-escalate, or if you can, maybe shelf it and reopen the discussion a few weeks down the road if it's at all possible. So in other words, let's do our best to put out the fires. And if there's one starting, just smash it right away before it blows up. Of course, stay hydrated and physically healthy, get plenty of rest, and cool and collected in this boiling heat. While it sounds obvious, but it can, based on personal experience, it can get hard when you're caught in the heat of the moment where you just want to argue because you're in the right. And even if you are in the right, just take a deep breath and simmer down. Don't send that email out right away, because with this energy going on, it's not likely, even if you're in the right and offer very reasonable solutions to the problem, the other party might feel like you're just pouring more fire into the problem and that you just can't fight the fire with fire. With that said, I hope you're doing well, taking great care, and I'll see you in my next longer video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.